Hello everyone. I guess I'll do this shot. There's Georgia Tech, Coca-Cola. Let me see, CNN. I don't see much of anything else. Uh, yeah, there you go. Um, if you didn't believe me, I'm here. I'm real. All right. So, anyways, that's it for that. I'll just plug this in somewhere, and for all of you who didn't quite believe I was in here in Atlanta. So, anyways, I guess cut out from here. Bye. All right, everyone. Let me cut back in. I'm sorry. That's the dome where the Falcons play, and someone told me all and that looking thing is that thing right there is a civil rights museum, and there we go. That's Georgia Tech right there. Georgia Tech. So sorry about that. I want to make sure that's right. Forgive me if I misrepresented some things, but I'm correcting myself. So there you go. Now I'm gonna cut out. Anyways, I'm real. I'm here. Hello everyone. Welcome back. In this episode of Bitcoin Trade, gonna do a chart analysis. Now, if you've seen my little video that I attached in front of this, you can see that I was in Atlanta, Georgia. So, anyways, I'm traveling now, so I'm just in some cheesy motel. But I do want to do a quick chart analysis because I see that the price here on the chart, at least, is going downwards, and it did break through the 350, and now it's hitting right about here, I think, and I did buy it around 320, around there. So I'm really selective on where I make my buys. I'm trying to be strategic about it, and I recommend you all as well if you're trading. But maybe some people just buy because they need something or would like to use it right away. So go ahead. But anyways, it's crossed over back down. So a couple things could be happening here. You got the first wave going up, second wave going back down, and potentially a third wave going up if you believe this is moving back up on an uptrend on a reversal. If this is a continuation of the trend going back down, watch out for buys here because there could be a chance for it to move up as well. Another area you want to look for is around 300, maybe right here at where this tail is, before this tail breaks off down here. Another one would be at really 275, so 275 might be another option. Other than that, you would really have to pull back, and this is on a Bitfin, and that's the current price on a 12-hour. So if you want to get a better idea of what's going on, you probably need to pull back even further to a daily. So let's have a look at a daily real quick and see what's happening. So as you see on the daily, it's never crossed over. It came very close, and now it's coming back down. And if you look at this, it's hitting right about here, and it's basically following this 10-period average line, and this is all weighted. So if you look at that, you'll see that it's moving along that line, and at some point, the gap between these two are going to be so large that again, sellers are going to exhaust themselves, or miners are stop mining. And I got a little news article on that, which I'll go back to a little bit later. But as you see here, that you'll notice that this is never really back on an uptrend. This is on the daily, but to get a better idea of what's happening, you have to move inwards. I like 12-hour myself, but let's pull back a little bit further. I'm going to pull back a little bit further, and then we'll see what's happening. So we pull back a little further, you'll see that's really being a large gap here, very large, wide gap. And at some point, I don't think it can continue with that wide of a, I mean, I guess it could continue, but it should be a warning sign that when you see large gaps like that, that it's obviously being oversold. For example, if you looked at this, you obviously see it's large gap like this, it's being overbought, right? And then that's a very large gap. I mean, people should have known that that's overbought, but here you'll see an oversell right here where you see large gap. Now it's kind of just following a medium, and then you're seeing a large gap again. And I think it's just the best time, in my opinion, I know this sounds kind of weird, the best time to buy is when things are being oversold. In any case, if you're in it, if you're in it the way I'm in it for, that's the best time to do it. People who trade for money, you know, people who trade in a way that is short term in nature, those are the ones, in my opinion, the short term traders, they tend to, I mean, they'll make their gain, but in reality, if you're a long term trader, you're making the gains off of them on their short term trades, if that makes sense. So I play some short term as well. There's some good uses for that, but being strictly short term and never long term, I think it's a mistake. If you're going to be trading, you must have also a long term strategy, as well as a short term strategy. So I find this. When I see large gaps, I really look for buying opportunities or holding opportunities more than more buying, because I could just get a lot more Bitcoins at a lower price. I mean, for me that's amazing, the amount of Bitcoins that I'm getting. But anyways, on the long term, it's still a downtrend, and picking bottoms is not very easy. I would say it's impossible, but you know, the chances of I won't say chance of picking a bottom. I just see that when things are oversold, that's the best time for you to buy, because you're getting awesome deals, and the best time to sell is when things are being overbought. I know that sounds so simple, but in reality, it's hard to practice, because I'm sure a lot of people are selling than buying right now, obviously, if you look at this. And so, but if you want to know where some good prices are, I would put some buy orders here. If you haven't bought already, right here at 320 to 315, maybe a little bit lower than that. Anything at this price right around here, 315 to 275 is a great buy. Alright, hold on, I gotta take a break here. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Had to attend to something real quick. Anyways, I forgot where I was, but I think I was talking about some limit orders that you could put in. Another thing, when you see on the 12-hour anyway, when you see this and it breaks through here, and you get some positive signals, and then it retraces back. Oftentimes it retraces to 2/3 of the way back before pushing back up again. So if you haven't already had orders right about here at this pricing level, you might have missed it. Then again, another thing it could do is it could go up and then come back down, and come back almost down to this as being the test floor again. So it could retest this support here, and it wouldn't be surprising that it would go down this much to bounce back up. Um, I'm looking at an up scenario because I think the price has gone down so much from where it's been, pretty much half of off its highs of this year. So and that's a lot, but that might be just a retracement back up. If not, the other option is that if it breaks below this, you would have to pull back further to see where the next support might be or next good buying opportunity, and you'd probably have to go way back. So here it is, right here. So it's fallen right here, and I'll go to Bitstamp because Bitstamp has a better history on this. There we go. So you'll see it right here. So it's fallen right here, as you can see, right about here. So it's fallen below any of these supports. The next support might be right here. You see that, where right before it hits up here and then starts really taking off. So that's this area right here, any from here to here. So any of these, that red candlestick in particular, anything around that range could be the next support. Other than that, I mean, you're looking at around, let's see, 120. Other than that, let me see, where's the other support right here? At 200. So 120 to 200 are the next range of supports. I don't know if it'll go that far because, well, if it does, I'm just going to buy a lot more for the same amount. I mean, if you knew how to trade Bitcoins, you realize that you know, you're always going to get the amount of in fiat money for the Bitcoins you're going to get that amount. It's just that you're going to get a lot more Bitcoins. And so for me, now that I've gone, I mean, I've only been trading for like a year, and my experience with this has been tremendously positive. The negative of it is that that you do come under a lot of attack and some scrutiny, but mostly you're under attack by a lot of I would say scammers, hackers. I don't know if they're just people who are just deceptive and downright wicked, or a government entity. I'm not sure, but I do come under attack quite a bit. That's the only downside about trading Bitcoins. But other than that, it's really altered my life to the point where I'm literally compelled to just keep trading. And you know, it's hard for me to stop. It's hard for me to just walk away and turn my back, because how can you turn your back on this now? You know, if you've been in it, well, if you see what I see, if you could see the future that I see, how could you turn your back on that? What would be the point of living if you can't make it real? You know, and I do believe you can make it real. You can make it as real as you want it to be, as far as you want it to go. And I have to admit, I'm willing to take it all the way. You know, there's no in between for me. It's either on or it's off. Either I do it or I don't do it. And once I made that decision to do this, that's it. I'm going to do it. You know, there's no retreating. There's no surrendering. Never surrender, never give up. You know, that's kind of my mentality. Anyways, I hope this helps in your trading. I know it looks really bad. You see that when you look at it and on a 3-day, the band is huge. It's really getting large, and it's even getting further down. But when I see that, it's a signal to me to be selective about where you're buying. And I think that's important. Eventually, the sellers are going to exhaust themselves, and this gets back to my mining thing here. Let me pull back here and get to a news here. Let me see, where is that news? Okay, right here. I'm going to get to this news here. Excuse me while it's pulling up. So cryptocurrency news. I'm really liking this crypto coins news. I'm sorry, crypto coins news. I'm really liking their articles. I just find it to be very informative. I do read the other ones, and I'll just go on to them. I mean, they eventually show up as well. CoinDesk is also very good. They come out with their stuff as well. And then I'll just mention Cointelegraph. I read your stuff too. Don't worry. I really love your interviews, by the way. I think they do a great job of that. But I just want to focus on this here. Bitcoin mining pool, BTC Guild, forced to sell due to uncertain Bitcoin regulation and mining centralization. So you're seeing something happening. At first they were going to say they're going to stop. Now they might sell. So what you're seeing is, as far as mining goes, the computer mining, you're seeing those start to, I guess you could say, couple of reasons, difficulty, the price falling of recent, and then in this particular article mentions, possible, hacking, and these are real, and you have to remember, and I kind of mentioned, in virtual reality is the same as the physical reality. And so when I trade, obviously I don't have any computers other than this computer. It's not a mining rig per se, but I have literally taken the virtual reality of a mining rig into the physical world. And I've made a physical mining rig, and I've also made physical miners. And to a certain degree, you're being attacked by hackers, by those damn scammers. And this is real. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but assuming if this is a breakdown in the mining infrastructure or the mining pools, you could see less and less Bitcoins becoming available. And so this is kind of what I was talking about. I think eventually people may leave mining, and also the problems with just getting a mining rig, and getting it in a timely manner and having it up to specs is another issue. And so eventually what you're going to see is there's abundance of miners, and eventually that's going to cause price depreciation and increase in level of difficulty. And then on top of that, you got those damn hackers and scammers around. So it almost balances itself out. You got a lot of miners, you got a lot of Bitcoins. Well, you got a lot of companies like Butterfly Labs, coming in and making promises they can't deliver, not refunding people, blah blah blah. You got hackers trying to basically manipulate other servers and whatnot. So it kind of balances out, and then as that shrinks, um, I think Bitcoins are going to be harder to come into creation and be able to um, go into circulation, and that's basically going to cause a higher demand. So eventually they'll flip over where um, there will be more buyers than there are sellers, essentially. And so if you really think about this, um, I guess the appropriate word, an ecosystem, is a correct way to say it, because if you ever look at ecologist or ecology, I should say, when there's enough food around, there's enough uh, animals or entities. There would be more entities. I'll just say entities. There's just more entities to eat that food, and that wherever there's more entities eating the food, like crops and berries and whatnot, there's more predators, I should say. So wherever there's more uh, food, crops, etc., to be harvested, you could say, um, there's more prey eating the food, and more prey brings and attracts more predators, right? And then the predators come and they basically eat all the prey, which, twofolds. All the prey eating the food diminishes the food that's available, and if there's more than what can be replenished, uh, well, that's going to diminish the amount of food, and then thus should diminish amount of prey, plus the predators eating all the prey, so it's two folds, and then eventually there's not enough prey for the predators to feed off of, and then the predators eventually will feed off each other, right? If there's no prey, what do you got? You got nothing but predators. They're just going to feed off each other because they don't eat the food, the crops, Anyways, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's the same concept, and if you understand the cycle, we're probably in the down low part of the cycle. We're on the bottom cycle of that, and so if you're smart and you realize that, and you're like, okay, we're on the bottom cycle, eventually, you know, the food comes back, right? The crops grow back. That's the great thing about this. It'll be reharvested, and that will bring back the prey, and thus bringing back the predators, and the cycle starts all over again. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Whether it's going to happen or not, it is a cycle. It really is. I guess you could say it's a cycle of life, right? So that's just my thinking on this, and you kind of see that, and to me, these averages represent those cycles where, you got a lot of growth, and then you got a lot of the predators coming in, and then the predators eat up the prey, and then they just go down, and vice versa, and you're seeing that. And that's all, when I see this, that's kind of what I see. I see a cycle. So if you kind of see the overall picture, you can, really take advantage of that. And while other people are starving themselves and panicking and killing each other, the predators killing each other and everything over what's out there, if you were smart, you've harvested your crops. You've harvested your crops. You saved for the winter that's coming. And by the way, it is winter. It's getting cold. I was in Chicago, by the way, if you all want to know, and it started to snow there a little bit. It was cold. I'll be happy when I head back to Houston. So the winter's coming, and those who have stocked up and piled up for the coming winter, they're the smart ones. They're going to survive. the ones that you know, didn't do that, and basically if you were the grasshopper just fucking around all summer, well, you're not going to make it. And depending on, you know, who you are, if you were a scammer, if you were a thief, you were a liar, you're not going to make it, because nobody in their right mind would want to help you. So anyways, I guess that's my episode here. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a even leave a video response or a comment. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.